as Facebook and Instagram are taking a little bit more time than usual to get ready and get into the zone. But I'm super excited to be here with you guys today on another episode of my daily show. And today I want to talk about the secret to success, which is obviously a very well, I don't know. Maybe it feels like a very cliche topic because a lot of the time people want to know, like, what is that one secret to success? And I actually wanted to start off today before going into anything is asking you guys, like, first, first question I want to ask is, do you want to be successful? If you want to be successful, comment below and say, I want to be successful. And secondly, what I want to ask you guys is, what do you think is the number one secret to success? What do you think that is, or which things do you think are involved in that? And obviously I'm going to share my perspective on this and what I've been able to see in my years of business, or also getting the different successes that I've been blessed to see, whether it's that in academia. Like I, for those of you who don't know, I used to be a researcher studying star clusters and astrophysics at the university. And I used to travel to places like Hawaii or other places around the world to be able to present my research on all those things. And that was pretty epic. But as many of you know, that wasn't really the thing that I wanted to do. But I did notice that there's quite some similarities in being able to get certain things done and get certain successes and being able to basically achieve beyond what perhaps you think is possible. And I think that's the reason why I wanted to go and talk about this topic today, because a lot of the time when we run trainings, challenges, things like that, like right now, we've just come off the first day of the Ecom Challenge, which was super awesome, and we have such amazing participants. So big shout out to all the participants. But a lot of the time, whenever people come on there, they are super eager, super excited, and are often really, really, really interested in finding success and being able to do fantastic things. I'm just quickly doing my checks to make sure it's all working. The secret to success. But a lot of the time, people have a misconception when it comes to what is success and how can you become successful. So that's why I want to talk about this today, as it seemed very relevant for what we are doing right now, but also especially for you guys, the ones who are watching this. So again, let me know, for those of you who are just tuning in, let me know in the comments what your take on this is. What do you think is the secret to success? And one thing that I want to share that is very, very, very important in terms of being able to get success in life is that it really, most of the time, is simpler than you think. But most of us basically take ourselves out of the game before we actually see the success. So whereas a lot of us sometimes think that in order to get success, you need to have the X factor in a certain way, right? We need to, maybe when it comes to business, if you have a lot of money, then you'll be able to do it. And that's why a lot of people, when they want to go into business, they don't just do business straight away. They save up their money and they save up. And then they're like, oh, maybe one day I'm going to go into business. But that's not the way how it works. Because honestly speaking, if you've been saving up for so long, have you finally saved enough money to be able to go into business? Because that's not the right strategy. That's not how you can basically get things done. So that's one thing. Sometimes people think like, oh, you have to be really rich to be able to do it, or you need to be lucky, you need to be super smart, you need to be well connected, or all these different things. But that's a specific example when it comes to business. And when it comes to other things, maybe sometimes people think like, oh, you need to be super talented in a particular area. But have you ever heard of those people that are super, super talented, but then they get surpassed by people who perhaps had less talent, like naturally, but they were just so much more dedicated, therefore they surpassed? Maybe those people that had that natural talent always had easy wins in the beginning, therefore they didn't feel like they had to train for it, therefore they got a little bit lazy in a way. And then the other people who had not got those natural talents, they had to work really hard for it, so they got used to working really hard for it, and then they surpassed those other people that were naturally gifted. So what I really want to say here is that most of the time, and I think this really counts for a lot of different areas in life, is very similar, that it most of the time is not what we think it is. Most of the time it's not about, you have to qualify for a certain number of tick boxes before you're able to do it. What I'm here to share with everyone on here, no matter which part of the world you're from, no matter what your age is, no matter what it is that you want to do, no matter what area of life you want to be successful in, whether that's business, whether that is in sports, whether that is in helping people, whatever area that may be, I want you to know that you can do it. I want everybody to comment below and say, I can do this. I can do whatever I want to do in the name of good. And I also want you to know that when it comes to success, yes, there are factors like sometimes when you have certain elements, you can ease the process. But if you listen to the story about the talented person and the not naturally talented person, but the person that works really hard can actually surpass the talented person, then you will realize that there's so much more to it than just any of these factors. And so what I think it's very important for any of us who wants to be successful. Let me ask that question again. How many of you listening to this want to be really wildly successful? Comment below and say, I want to be successful. Or better yet, say and do that future pacing and type below and say, I am successful. I am wildly successful. I can feel that, right? And so when you basically understand that, I think what is an important thing to mention right now today, and what I quickly said before as well, is that what is most of the time the biggest blocker to success, once we become aware of the biggest blocker to success and we unblock that, success comes so much more easy. And the biggest blocker to success is us, ourselves. We are the ones that block ourselves from all the success that we can have most of the time. And those of you who've been part of different events that we run or different challenges that we run, a lot of the time we talk about the little voice. And the little voice says things to us like, oh, I'm not good enough. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. And like all these different things that the voice tells you, like these voices you hear in your head whenever you want to embark on a new journey. And I have that too, right? I've like, here there's a 2 Comma Club award. I want to get the 3 Comma Club award. And then in my head, I'm saying like, oh, are you sure you can do that? Are you this or that? Everyone has it. But what we have to understand is that our biggest enemy in the battle for success is not other people, it's not our competition, it's not other factors, it's just ourselves. If we are able to overcome that little voice in our head and actually choose to believe in ourselves rather than tell ourselves that we can't do it, then things will change. Things will absolutely change. And so the reason why most people do not find the success that they seek or that they wish to have is that, yes, my dad just said, I KO'd my little voice. Boom! Oh, that's so beautiful. Love you, Dad. We should all do that. Like, we can do this. And the little voice like, but is that the biggest enemy is not other people, but it's just ourselves. And if we can make it a habit that every single time we hear our little voice pop up, we just choose to override it with a positive affirmation, with a positive thing. And when the little voice says, I can't do it, that you just say, I can do it. I will do it. I am doing it. You demand the little voice to listen to you rather than you listening to the little voice. It might seem a bit funny at the beginning, but if you do that consistently every single day and you start to visualize and you start to write these things down and you start to truly feel how that future would be to you, you will notice that there's a shift inside of you. And if every single day there's a little shift, over time it becomes a big shift. And all of a sudden, when you look back, you're like, man, how did I get from there all the way here? I didn't even notice that. That's pretty awesome. And then you start to realize, wait a second, this stuff works. Let me keep on doing it. I right now want to go for the next checkpoint. Let me say that again. Little voice said, are you sure you can do it? Yes, I'm sure I can do it. You gotta sit there. Or like my dad said, KO. Little voice is knocked out for a little bit. Then we keep on doing that. We keep on shifting. And then we will see that things are possible. Things are more possible than we think. And we stop becoming that let's say that how you say that I don't know if you guys have ever had this with playing video games. There always is this end boss, right? This end boss, this bad guy that you have to defeat in order to go and complete the level or something, right? So this is the success that we want to hit, right? This is the thing that we want to be able to reach. And then between that, there's the end boss. But that end boss is just us. And we don't realize that. We look at all these external factors. We point fingers like, oh, this is not possible for this, done that. But that end guy is actually just hear us in the form of the little voice saying that, ah! But if you just say like, ah! You go there. And then success all of a sudden becomes possible. Everything is possible. And I think for me, that has definitely been the biggest factor in my life, and the successes that I have been blessed to see. And I wouldn't say that I have the biggest success in the world in all these different things, but I feel very blessed to have had the success that I have had, whether that is a Two Comma Club for making over 1 million, whether that is the different successes in business, or being able to help so many people running their businesses successfully, or being able to have done other things in my previous careers or stuff like that, or more importantly, actually, to be the person that I am today, which I consider as well, for all of us, is a success. Success is in so many more forms, and there's so many different ways that sometimes we don't even credit ourselves for. But I think for me, the biggest thing has been, and I have my parents, my dad to thank for this the most, is to always just believe in yourself, and to actually make it some kind of a game with myself, to think like, hey, wait a second, you're saying that I can't do it. Well, you see, I can do it. I'm gonna do it. Let's just make it happen, and let's have fun at it as well. Because then when you look at it as a game, or as an adventure, as something fun, it becomes so much more enjoyable. And then you start learning, and then you start improving yourself, and you see that with every single thing that you learn, you become better, you become more evolved, and you become so much more strong. And then once you understand this game of success, you're like, this is cool, let me keep on playing, let me keep on going. And it all comes down to just you believing in yourself and taking action, and stop being that person, that end boss, the little voice that takes you out of the game. Because when you become part of your own team, when you're finally on your own team, in your own corner, cheering yourself on, then you will see that so much more is possible. But you just got to do it. And I want everybody to comment below and say, I will do this today. I will start doing this today. We can do anything. There's nothing that we cannot do. We are limitless. So don't put a limit on yourself. Just make it happen. Believe in yourself. Have fun at it. And just know that success will then be inevitable. And then also you realize that success was inside of you already. And so that you are success, and that you can start living life with that happiness and that abundance inside of you that radiates out of you. Even when you envision a goal like living in that beautiful mansion on, Malibu or whatever, right? Even though you may not live in that house yet, you already have that richness inside of you. So already right now, you're enjoying life to the fullest, and you attract beautiful things towards yourself prior to that house materializing itself into your life. So everything is possible as long as you believe. Let's just do it, guys. So comment below and say, I'm gonna do this. I'm successful. I'm gonna make it happen. I'm no longer the end boss against myself. Thank you so much, Dad. Dad said you were also a high-level international European chess player. Thank you so much. Yes, we used to play chess internationally, which I really, really loved. Oh, my dad is so sweet, saying all these beautiful things. And Chibaya is a good fighter in Tanakambar and Muay Thai too. Thank you so much, Dad. All thanks to you. And she also won many speaking contests at the university. You are too sweet, Dad. Thank you so much. Well, everyone, I'm just gonna go. Has a lot of different things to do, and I have a new bedtime because I'm waking up early. So I'm gonna go and say good night to all of you. And for those of you who are also at the Ecom Challenge, looking forward to see you guys tomorrow. For any of you who have not seen the Ecom Challenge, I mean, like, what were you doing? Make sure to catch up, because you can still catch up. We've only had 1 day so far. So go ahead, go to my bio if you're on Instagram. Check out the Smile Group if you are on Facebook. Well, the Smile Group is only on Facebook. So everybody go to the Smile Group. It is facebook.com/social media lifestyle entrepreneurs, and then you can still catch up. The replay is in the pinned post. You can catch up, and then we see you live tomorrow on day number 2. So on that note, I'm gonna go. Everybody, you got this. Comment below and say I'm successful, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow on another day of my daily show, but also on the Ecom Challenge. Bye. Good night, everyone.